In your honest opinion, do you feel that Speediance is a better machine?
The only thing that stays consistent is the grind. Keep on grinding.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Very happy to be here today. I got an excellent comment from a subscriber. I wanted to talk to you guys about my opinion on this machine, the Speediance Gym Monster, when compared to the Tonal. Now, I know this is a very controversial subject for many because, as you guys know, I used to have a Tonal. So even though I have praised the Tonal in the past, I am now no longer praising it when compared to this machine, and I want to really touch on why. I think I'm probably one of the best people to do this comparison because I have owned both machines. And in my opinion, I have seen the good and the bad of the Tonal company. And so I think I'm in a very good place to express my honest views on this whole scenario. Now guys, you might actually be hearing a little bit of a hum in the background. Please try to ignore that. I'm actually using right now my Mueller compression device, the recovery kit from Mueller, on my leg, and the reason why is because my hip got thrown out. But we'll talk more about that later. In your honest opinion, do you feel you would have been able to make the same total body transformation with Speediance that you did with Tonal? That being said, do you feel your Speediance is a better machine? Let's break that question down. It's an excellent question. I'm going to respond to that question first, those questions first, and then I'll get on to the other points that I wanted to talk about that will help you guys to make a decision moving forward, because it can be a little bit of a tricky decision to make. Do I feel I would have been able to make the same total body transformation with Speediance that I did with Tonal? Absolutely, for a couple of different reasons. Number one, a large majority of your body transformation is going to come down to your diet. If your diet is not in check, if you're not counting your calories, or in some way, shape, or form monitoring the amount of calories that are going in and going out through eating and exercise, you will not see a body transformation. And if you do gain muscle from the work that you're doing, you will not be able to see that muscle very likely if you're not monitoring your weight. So it's very important to make sure that your diet is in check, and this machine and the Tonal machine, they both have nothing to do with your diet. That's going to come down to you. So in that respect, 100% I could have did the same thing. Now when it comes to the training itself, this machine and the Tonal machine are going to give you a very similar experience. That experience is going to be that you're going to have weight, quote unquote weight, generated, or resistance generated by a motor, and that motor is going to allow you to use that resistance to train. So in that respect, you're getting the same thing. This machine also has the eccentric mode that I always used when I used the Tonal. That eccentric mode is going to allow you to lift more weight essentially on the portion of the movement where your body is able to utilize that heavier weight, which essentially allows you to train heavier when you can, which will allow you to make gains quicker. It is a very mutant-like thing. It's almost unreal how incredible eccentric mode is, and that's what I trained with the most. So to answer your question, yes, absolutely, I know for a fact that my transformation would have been the exact same thing. But actually, if I had the Speediance, it would have been done with a lot less stress, because if you watched my videos in the past, it was very stressful dealing with the Tonal company, dealing with the installation and the uninstallation when I was moving and stuff like that. So the transformation itself would have been the same. The experience, the overall experience, the stress that I had to deal with would have been a lot less if I had the Speediance. I'm including that in with my transformation because transformation is an emotional and physical thing. And I was emotionally affected and physically affected and financially affected due to the inadequacies of the Tonal company when it comes to the way Tonal runs the show. That being said, do you feel Speediance is a better machine? At one point in time, I called Tonal and I said to them, listen, I have to move and I don't want to install this machine in the walls of the new place I'm going to be moving. And they said, yeah, okay, we understand. I said, is there any way we can mount the Tonal on some kind of a stand? Is there any way we can build, you can build something to allow for this machine to go on a stand itself. And every single time I asked a question, or I tried to give them an idea of how they could improve their product, I was met with, okay, no problem, yeah, we'll think about it, but no, there's no way you can do anything like that. I really wanted to take Tonal with me every single place I went, but according to the company, it was impossible. Speediance created a mobile version of Tonal. I can roll this thing around to any single room I want. I can take this with me with ease when compared to the Tonal any place that I want to move, whether it's throughout the house or whether it's to a completely different house. Do I feel that Speediance is a better machine? Absolutely, I feel that this is a better machine because you're getting the same experience with this machine as you are with the Tonal machine. You may look at the Tonal commercials and you may think, wow, this is an incredible thing. Imagine that experience, but with dual motor, so you can use each side of this machine independently. You can have two people training separately on this machine at the same time, and this machine can be moved around. I've had a lot of people in the comments, ever since I started talking about this machine, question whether or not I'm being genuine about how much I love this machine in comparison to the Tonal.
Joe, you loved the Tonal before, and now all of a sudden you love this more. How can we actually believe that?
Just use your minds, use your brains. Think about having a Tonal, but without the installation. It's really easy to understand why this machine is superior. It is really easy to understand why this machine would cause me to fall in love with it over the Tonal. The mobility factor itself is just incredible. The second reason why I do believe that this is a superior machine is because you can do cardio on it. You cannot do cardio on the Tonal machine. Sure, you can have the trainers talk to you and say, do jumping jacks, do push-ups, do whatever. You can have them tell you what to do. But this machine, you can physically do cardio on. You can click on fixed speed mode, and you can take out your rowing bench and sit on that bench and do your cardio. This is legit bodybuilding and cardio in one machine. That's space saving. And not only is it space saving, this machine costs less than the Tonal, which doesn't give you that. And again, this is a dual motor machine. So that's going to give you a wide array of other experiences when compared to the Tonal, which is a single motor machine. Like I mentioned to you guys before, I'm actually using my Revive Recovery Care compression machine right now because I threw my hip out. Now this is a problem that I've had for the last couple of years. I used to work in construction before I got into the YouTube game, before I got into personal training and stuff like that. And unfortunately, my back has never and will never be the same because of how I've hurt myself in the past due to my job. I have a lot of different problems. I have plantar fasciitis. I have a problem with my hip, problem with my lower back, and everything is, in a sense, connected. I am standing here using this machine right now because if I wasn't, I would not be able to stand due to my right leg. I use this compression technology to bring blood flow to my leg in order to help my hip to recover from the damage that it's caused. Every once in a while this will flare up and I will be out of commission for maybe 1 or 2 weeks depending on the severity. But using this machine will help me to recover much, much quicker because it's forcing the blood flow to that area that is damaged, and that blood flow is going to help my injured area recover faster. So that's why I'm using this right now. This isn't me just advertising for Mueller. This is me telling you how I use this product for the issues that I personally experience. They have tapes, gel wraps, compression technology. All these things can be utilized for pre-workout, post-workout, warm up or cool down purposes. But regardless of how you decide to use their products, one thing that you can count on is the fact that Mueller covers your recovery from beginning to end, from pre to post workout. And for me, without technology like this, I would be much worse off. This is going to actually help me, whether it's my shoulder that keeps popping out of place or whether it's my hip that keeps popping out of place. Yes, I am screwed up. This compression technology is a lifesaver. Reduction in pain, increased healing time, and so forth. So make sure you check out Mueller Sports if you are in the market for any type of pre-workout, post-workout, recovery type of equipment, because they will have every single thing you need. They completely have you covered. Your money and your recovery is safe with Mueller. So of course, if this machine is covering you with bodybuilding and cardio, it is in fact a superior machine. And when you combine that with the fact that this machine does not need to be bolted to your wall by a so-called professional who might do the job wrong and allow that machine to go falling on you while you're training, then of course, yes, it is very easy to see why I would be endorsing this machine. This is a Tonal But Better. So anybody who thinks that I'm lying to you just needs to open their eyes as to why, as to the reasons I'm giving of why it's better. It's the same thing as the Tonal, but not on your wall. So this is why I choose to endorse this company. I believe in this company. I am physically using their equipment. I know that it's solid. I haven't had any problems. Not to say that other people might not, but it doesn't matter what company you're working with. It doesn't matter what machine you're working with. You'll always have people who have problems and people who don't have problems. So for me, I've had zero issues with this machine so far. The company's been great, and there are many people who will resonate with what I'm saying, who will back up. I mean, just check out their Facebook page. Tons of happy people and people who also have complaints. So they're not deleting comments, they're not monitoring their Facebook page to try to remove the bad comments. No, you can go on there and you can air your grievances, and they will touch on those grievances in public, which is great. So I think they've been very transparent. I think they've been a great company so far, and I totally recommend this machine over the Tonal. So yes, to answer that person's question, I 100% would have gotten the same results, if not better results, because mentally and emotionally and physically, I wouldn't have had the same problems that I had with Tonal when it came to relocating, when it came to the problems that I had with the XPO installers that were coming to install this machine. I wouldn't have had to deal with all that. I wouldn't have had to pay the extra expense for a more expensive machine, and on top of that, have to deal with paying the installers and all that. Back then, Tonal was the best, 100%. But guys, it's been a couple of years now, and Speediance has blown Tonal out of the water. So much so where Tonal is actually suing Speediance because they're upset that Speediance has come up with a better product. Tonal's not sitting there saying, how can we make the customer experience better? How can we go ahead and do better by our customer base? No, what they're doing instead is they're raising the membership rates and they're suing the company that's actually doing better than they are. A real easy way out. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, I also had another subscriber ask, should I buy a Handy Gym in conjunction with Speediance? If you guys are not familiar with what a Handy Gym is, I've done many videos on it in the past. It is the tiniest flywheel technology in the world. So when this person asked, should I buy a Handy Gym on top of one of these, my response to them was, only if you feel like you're going to be traveling a lot, because that machine to me shines when you're traveling, when you want to train on a mountain, when you want to train with no electricity, you are 100% off the grid. That is where that machine shines. It's going to give you a bodybuilding experience along with a cardiovascular experience. You'll be losing weight while bodybuilding, and that machine will wind you so fast. It is such a powerful piece of technology. The complete mobile gym that allows you to train without Wi-Fi, train without electricity, train off the grid. I have literally trained on a mountain in front of a lake with this machine, and it was fantastic. So it's good for those types of people who want to be off the grid. Do you necessarily need this machine plus the Handy Gym to see the results I got? Absolutely not, you don't. Handy Gym is just for when you want to bodybuild and get your cardio in on the fly in with a very small footprint in the middle of the mountains or a jungle or wherever you want to go to train. Even if you're in the middle of the city like I've trained, you can do that with the Handy Gym. It allows you freedom, where this machine won't allow you freedom in the same respect. This machine will allow you freedom when compared to the Tonal, because the Tonal gets bolted to your wall. This thing I can move around, but I can't take this in the middle of a field and go train up to 220 pounds. Handy Gym has up to 220 pounds that you're working with, so this machine will never give you that type of freedom. The next question that I came up with that I think consumers are concerned with is this worth the money? Well, it's cheaper than a Tonal, so if you want digital weight, 100%, if you want a digital machine in your home for space savings, for all these modes that you have, the standard, the change, the eccentric, the fixed speed, if you want the trainers and all that stuff, 100% I think it's worth the money. Because last time I checked, they have not implemented a subscription model yet, which one day they will, but it will be cheaper than a Tonal, guaranteed. It'll be cheaper than a Tonal subscription when they do actually implement it. And this machine is doing everything that Tonal can do and more and beyond. This is Tonal 10.0. This is Tonal and beyond. You're getting the mobility of this machine. You're getting all the same dynamic weight modes. You're getting a Tonal, but better in my opinion. Also, this company will send you the equipment in order to have the machine fixed if anything breaks on it, which I love. I don't need some specialized company to come here and fix this thing. So now that we've established, is it worth the money? 100%, because it's like Tonal on steroids. The next question is, can I trust the company? Now, this company hasn't been around for as long as Tonal, but when you take a look at Tonal as an example, they've done massive rate hikes, we'll call it, when it comes to subscription. I think they've had 3 separate hikes in their subscription model since they've come out. This company so far doesn't have as long of a track record, but they certainly haven't done anything as devious as those types of rate hikes. In fact, like I said, last time I checked, they still don't have a subscription that you actually have to pay for, which means if they still don't, you can buy this machine and get all the perks forever for free, according to them, without ever having to pay a subscription model. Later on, or whenever they decide to implement that subscription, you'll have to pay less, guaranteed it's going to be less than what Tonal is charging, which I think is around $60 a month or something along those lines. And you're going to get all of the stuff that comes included with the subscription. When it comes to customer service, the only problems I've had with customer service, I can't even call problems because they mainly just come from the fact that the customer service is over in China, and so that when it's 6 a.m. by me, it's 6 p.m. by them. You know what I mean? That's the only problem that I've had when it comes to customer service. If you go ahead and check out their Facebook page with real customers and real reviewers, many of them will tell you, I think the majority will tell you, that they've been fantastic. The company is very present on their Facebook page. They answer all comments very quickly, and they try to get you going if you have a problem as fast as possible. Of course, you will have some customers out there who feel differently, and that is okay, because that is normal. Of course, some people are going to feel good about the customer service, and of course, some people are going to feel bad about the customer service. The same thing went with the Tonal company. It doesn't matter whether it's an American company, Chinese company, Indian company, it doesn't matter. You're going to have these inconsistencies when it comes to people and different reviews of the product and the company. But as a majority, I think they are doing a very, very good job, and I think that they really care about their customer base. They listen to me when I have gripes or when I have questions or comments or suggestions, and they listen to others as well. And it's evident in the Facebook community group that this is the case. It's also evident in some of the changes that they've made with the machine and with the product itself in order to improve the product after certain customers have brought up certain problems or certain things that they thought could be better. So while the company has not been around for that long, and while of course I cannot vouch that the company will always be amazing or always be good or always whatever, I can't do that, that's impossible. I trust the company. I certainly put my faith and trust in the company right now. Whether you guys do that or not, that's up to you guys. Do your research and find out whether you can trust the company. But for me, if you're going by me and my experience so far, I would absolutely 100% say, guys, this machine is real. The customer service is real. Everything that seems so amazing that it's untrue about this machine, no, guys, it's real. It exists, and they're doing what they need to do in order to satisfy customers' needs. The last thing that I was thinking of that would help me if I was a consumer determine whether this machine is good to buy, the longevity of the product. Now, I've only had this product for a short amount of time, 3 months now or something along those lines, but so far I haven't had any issues. And I've spoken to people who've owned this product for the last 2 years, and so many people will be like,
yeah, I've owned this for 2 years. It was the best investment I ever made. No problems whatsoever to speak of.
So while of course you'll have some people who are like, hey, for some reason I'm having this issue, you'll have many other people who say, yeah, I've never had any issue at all. So I do believe that longevity was taken into account when it comes to the Speediance company when designing their machine, because I have had people that have said, yeah, I've owned it for 2 years and never had an issue. So far, I haven't had any issues, and of course, if I do have an issue in the future, I will be talking about it on this channel to let you guys know what it was and how I solved the problem. But the longevity was the last thing that I could think of from a consumer standpoint that would help determine whether or not this was a good buy. Mexico. So as I mentioned before, guys, periodically my hip will pop out of place. Yes, I have a lot of problems. My left shoulder will pop out of place. I have tennis elbow. The compression system from Revive actually does help me. It helps me more than you can possibly imagine. This machine is going to help bring blood flow to my leg or the affected limb, even my arms and shoulders. Like I said, I have arm and shoulder problems too. Numb, soothe, relieve any type of pain that I have associated with the issues. This is a legitimate concern that I have in my life, and this is a legitimate reason as to why I use this compression technology. I hope that this video was able to help you when comparing the Tonal to the... I hope this video was able to help a lot of people when determining whether a Speediance Gym Monster compared to a Tonal, I hope that this video was able to help you guys determine whether buying a Tonal or a Speediance Gym Monster is right for you. Now, I've told you guys in the past that Speediance has sent me this machine and they sent it to me for review. That does not change the fact that the pluses when it comes to this machine far outweigh the pluses that come with the Tonal. This machine, it's undeniably better. The technology is the same, but you're getting it at a cheaper cost and you're getting it in a mobile version. So if you love the Tonal for whatever reason, guys, I assure you, you're getting a Tonal-like machine, but with so many more perks. You got the cardio, the genuine cardio, and you have the mobile aspect at a cheaper price. No subscription last time I checked. So keep an eye out, guys. They will be implementing a subscription at some point in the near future. And if you want to get in on that right now, check the link in the description because there's a code that you guys can use in order to get some money off your Gym Monster or Gym Pal. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next video.